Hello, my name is Megan Perry. For this week's LGBTQ interview organization and event assignment, I joined an online event from eventbrite.com called Marginalized Majorities, Queer Global South Women, Trans and Non-Binary Drop-in Space. It's pretty much a weekly event that people join. There's a lot of regulars. There's like 15-20 people. I was one of 5 newbies. So this event is brought to us by this one girl who was just like, hey, I think we all need a space where we can just dump all of our thoughts, and we're all pretty open-minded, so why don't we just hang out for like an hour a week and talk about our issues pertaining or not pertaining to being queer in whatever part of the world they were from. I'll answer some questions that were from the Thoughts to Consider section. There was one girl who was leading, like kind of leading. She claimed that she wasn't leading, but she really was. And she just introduced herself, and she said, okay, everyone can go around and introduce themselves and talk about whatever they want, a story, an issue that they're having, whatever. The members participate by saying hi and adding their pronouns and telling a story and problem they're having. There were a lot of girls from Palestine, which was very interesting to listen to their problems, especially from the perspective that they have because of the airstrikes that were happening just weeks ago. So it was really, really interesting. The interactions differ because everyone is open, honest, and helpful without giving any unsolicited advice. It's not like they were mansplaining or playing therapist. They were all there to listen, and they asked if they wanted advice or just to listen or just to be moral support, and it was really nice. The goal for this event was to add a safe space for queer people to informally talk about their issues. Some issues, like some girls were from Toronto. I think I was the only one from... Actually, I was one of 2 from Florida, and the rest were from Palestine. So we all had a lot of different issues. I'd say mine were surface level compared to a lot of people. But the jargon used was very politically correct. You didn't hear them saying, you heard female-bodied, you heard male-bodied, you heard use of pronouns, you heard like very, very politically correct. Everyone is so welcoming, even though everyone is so diverse. What made me uncomfortable was more internal than anything. Like I said, I felt like my stories would not have added any substance to the conversation because I don't have issues like the girls from Palestine did. They just one of them lost a friend, a 17-year-old activist, by a hit and run. And it was just wild to hear. Sorry, my dogs are playing in the background. It was just wild to hear that, and I didn't feel the need to bring up my surface level issues because it was just not the right space to do that. What I found interesting is that it seems like these queer people, from the stories that they've been telling, they seem to not have anyone in their lives to talk to except for this group. One of them mentioned how she lived in Toronto, I believe, and she's like purposefully avoiding her father, 18, living with her parents, and she's awake when her father's asleep. She's asleep when her father's awake. It's that kind of avoidance. The newbies are of the group. One of them from Palestine said she was surprised that there is an LGBTQ community in Palestine, and she was so excited that she found a safe space, because she was just experimenting pretty much. Everyone is very vulnerable in this group, and religion was brought up a lot negatively. And what I noticed was it was very feminist, and not just feminist, but anti-male. Which I'm not sure if that was the healthiest way to talk about it, but that it was brought up a lot. So it was really, really interesting to be a part of this group conversation, and I wouldn't mind joining it again. So thank you. Bye.